Welcome, guys. Welcome to the Micro Moments Game Board. So, I'm a certified Kingdom life coach, and there's times I realize that we just need help taking a moment, breaking a situation down that we want to finish, a task, a project, whatever it may be. And sometimes we already know all the steps and we know what we need to do, and turning it into a game, kind of like that fun song with just a spoonful of sugar, medicine goes down. So let's just have some fun and do what we want to do and get it done. Here we are. I'm starting on the instructions page. Now, you can read through this if you want. I'm doing the video walkthrough right now. So just to show you what we've got, basic instructions right here. If you scroll over to the right, if you find that you actually are coming up against barriers and problems, and suddenly it's like, I know the things I want to do, but I'm not doing them. And the things I don't want to do, like procrastinating, putting things off, suddenly going and doing other projects. If you're finding that you are struggling with that, then go ahead and give me book a call with me. Okay. You can scan the QR code here. You can go down and follow this link, but that's why I'm here. If you need more help than what this game provides, no problems. So, all right, let's go ahead and take a look at how this incredible thing is set up. On this page, there's nothing for you to do except interact with the links or read through if you want to. Let's move to this next page, rewards and victories. All righty. Something I want to highlight is anywhere in this game board where you have a white or a light gray, those are meant for you to be filling in, typing in. Let's take a quick look over here on the left-hand side. These are just some suggestions to help you start brainstorming. Sometimes, I don't know about you, but for the longest time, when asked, what would you do for fun? All that came to mind was things to do with my kids and my husband. And I had a deer in the headlights look of like, I have no idea what I do for fun anymore. So if that is something that you are familiar with, I thought just giving you some quick ideas on the side would help. You don't have to do any of these. Just like I said, it's here to help prime the pump and get you brainstorming of things that you would enjoy. So this first list right here, list of possible rewards. This is where you make it personal. In here, just type out the things that you would lavishly indulge in. What makes you happy? And if that was the light at the end of the tunnel, even the most horrendous housework task or anything set up against you that you've been avoiding could seem worth it now. Now, the secret weapon, though, is over here. When you scroll to the right, goals achieved. Why is this such a big deal, Eventide? All right. So I heard a sermon, make this really quick, but he talked about the power of remembrance, right? So he was talking, the pastor was talking about like, the disciples were there and present when Jesus fed the multitudes. Like, wow, we had this much bread and we fed that many people, right? And then, you read a few more chapters and like they're in a similar situation. The numbers are different, the numbers of people, the numbers of bread loaves and such. But when they're faced with the exact same scenario, and they're like, we can't do this. And he was talking about the power of remembrance. It's a great concept. When you take a moment and you remember the things that God has already done, and you're face to face with something that came and sideswiped you out of nowhere, and you're like, well, wait, well, but I recall when God did this, and when God did that, and when he helped me here. And what you're doing is you're strengthening yourself. Faith comes by hearing, right? We remind ourselves. Well, it's not just something to do in our walk with God. Beloved, you have done amazing things in your life, even if I don't know you. You know how I can tell you that? Because you learned an entire language with no prior concepts. That's what every human child does. They are immersed in a society and they pick up things and they learned. You hesitantly began life by walking, you know, stumbling, falling, trying again. And now you walk around without even contemplating your actions. You just do it naturally. See, a lot of us somewhere along the way began to think that we could not actually complete things, or it was beyond, and that's just not true. You may learn differently than others. So what? You've done amazing things. And when you're overwhelmed and bombarded with an entire list of things that never seem to end, taking a moment and remembering the things that you have completed and the things that you have successfully walked through does the same kind of amazing thing. It recenters you that you've got this. You're fully capable. You may just need to take a moment and breathe. So, this is your secret weapon. Once you've used the game board, you can literally come back in here, fill this in. Goals achieved. In all transparency, I have a mountain of flipping paperwork that needs to be sorted. And when I say mountain, it's covering up one full table, half of another table, and overflowing on top of the filing cabinet. And I just don't want to go do it yet. So I'm literally going to be using my own game board to break this down because I have a goal within the next month to have all of that filed, put away, blah, 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 blah. So when I'm done with that, I'm going to come in here and I'm going to write, took care of paperwork, right? I might even give some extra words of like mountainous nightmare. Who knows? I don't know. It's funny to me. But I'm going to put over here like total number of steps. We'll get to that on the next sheet. What day I started, what day did I finish, and what reward did I give myself? Simply what I'm doing is I'm putting a memory memento because I'm going to see that. I'm going to remember that I actually diligently put together a plan and I followed through with it and I achieved what I desired. So that, a few months from now, when something just boom happens, I'm like, oh, I got to deal with that. If I'm feeling overwhelmed, I can come back and I can start to see the various places where I have, like, oh, okay, well, I got this. I'm going to take a moment, 15 minutes, whatever. I'm going to break this down into things that I know it needs to take so it gets achieved, give myself some grace, and we'll get after it. That's why I put this in here. All righty, let's move on. We've got the goal sheet. All right, let's scroll up here to the top. Now, there are hidden formulas tucked in here so that all the automation can work. So again, just to keep things incredibly simple, if it's white or light gray, that's for you to click on boxes or to type in things, okay? But here is where you're going to type in, right up here, goal, what it is you want to achieve. If you want to put by a timeline or something like that, by all means, add it in here to the goal. The reason why I left that blank is because I don't want anybody to feel obligated. Sometimes somebody with a mountain of paperwork would feel really frustrated if I gave myself a very specific day. In this moment, I know I need a generalized. So each person in their own moments, this is how it's supposed to work for you. Okay. If this goal, such as my mountain of paperwork, needs to be divided up into more than one like category, which yes, I have the craft room table, I have the half of the kitchen table, I have the top of the filing cabinet. And no, I didn't do that on purpose. I just now realized that I had 3 sections, but oh well. So I will actually literally type those in. You know what? To show you, to demonstrate, let's say paperwork. So I'm going to put that in there. And I have craft room table. Over here, I have kitchen table. Over there, I have filing cabinet. All right. Down below each section, craft room table. Yikes. So do I know that that's going to be more than just, yeah, it's going to be more than just one thing because I need to, I need to go clean. The neighboring. This is where I demonstrate how bad I am at spelling. shelves so that I can move the things that are on the craft table that are not paperwork where they need to go. Because, why not? I also need an entire table. But I want you to notice something. I have one item up here, and wow, suddenly I have a dice roll. We'll keep moving. Alrighty, after I get that done, what I need to do then is separate biz papers from personal. All right, once I do that one, look here, your dice roll just changed. So all this is going to go based on how many different sub tasks I have in this. All right, once I have that done, honestly, I don't want the mountain to come back, so I need to file all personal papers. Yep, this is fun. All right, file all biz papers. All right, every time I've added something, my dice roll has changed. All of this is again an automation. You don't have to worry about anything. But okay, back to here. Let's see. Once I have that done, holy cow, I have a craft room table back. So I'm done with section 1. All right. There are up to 25 slots for each section, but the kitchen table, all right, again, I need to separate biz from personal. I need to file all personal papers. Oh, more than just filing all the personal. I need to catalog, kind of looks right. All bills paid. Catalog all bills in process. It's a fun way to say I owe money, but hey, yep, it happens. Let's see. After I get that, that's kind of my biggest problem. What else is on that table? Oh, put away craft items, aka, you know what? I can't do that one first. First, I have to, yep, craft shelves prepared for, what do I have out there? I have the beading things. Okay. And put away craft stuff. All right. Now, as I've been doing all of this, so I've got a few more things going on the kitchen table. My dice roll has adjusted itself. Filing cabinet. All right. Remove and put away prior years. Years. Okay. File away current items. Once I've finally done that, clean out the bottom drawer and then clear off the top. All right, so I've taken the monster's nightmare that I've been avoiding and giving myself all sorts of reasons why I don't have time for it. I have now separated it into like 3 different sections and each thing that I need to do. While I've been filling this out, here's my dice rolls. So in the first section of the game board, my game piece is going to move 6 times or 6 slots. In the second section, my game piece will move 4. And in the third one, my game piece is actually going to move 8 times. Okay, so reward. Oops, there we go. So when I finish that craft room, there's this book that I have been wanting to sit down and read. So there we go. The second one, the kitchen table. I want chocolate. That would make it worth it. And I don't think nope, there's an E at the end of that. Seriously, I'm not a good speller. Great with crafts. Anyway, moving on. Filing cabinet. Oh my gosh. But once I do the filing cabinet and I have that, so clearing off the top, then what I can do is declutter that corner. Hallelujah. So once that's done, I actually have space. Ooh, I can do the spa, foot spa that night because there would be room now. All right, so my overall goal, I'm going to have the paperwork all sorted, put away, no longer being a pain. So, do I want a big goal for that? Yes. What do I want for that? I'm all right. I'm already gonna read the book. I'm getting more chocolate. Um, heck, you know what? I want the relaxing bath. There we go. That to me, that's a great reward. Okay, there we go. I have filled this out. What does this mean though? No, now we get to go to the fun one. Here's your game board. In your game board, a lot of things have automatically taken place. Once you put in what's your goal that you're working towards, it just populated right here. When I put down my sections, okay, here's the first part of the game board, and I'm working on the crafting table. Once we get to here, I'm working on the second part of the game board. Pardon me. Here's the kitchen table. And then when we're working this part, I'm on that third section, the filing cabinet. If you don't have that many sections, these will just be blank. It's not a big deal. Here, my reward for finishing. All right, well, and honestly, Epsom salts, heck yeah, I'm right there. I'm already thinking about going and working on some stuff. But okay, come over here, choose your game piece color out of these 8 colors. Let's go bright green. Ta-da! Now there's your game piece. Okay, before we start watching it move around the board, you will see at various different times, depending on how many items you have to check off, you will have random, awesome little spots that you will jump over, but that's all automatic. You're not gonna, the only thing you click on, seriously, on this one is just choosing your game piece. Everything here will move on its own. It's a lot of fun. Now, it shows down here, it shows me my dice roll for section 1, section 2, and section 3, and I can see where I made one oops, and I just fixed it. Okay, ta-da. And right here, see, right here, lovely, big, big formula. You don't have to worry about it at all. What happens is this, like I said, this whole page just is for you to have a quick glance, right? So I know if I'm going to go take 10, 15 minutes later today before I, start making dinner, I'm going to come in here and, oh, I'm on section 1, and it says I need to clean the neighboring shelves. Okay, so I already know what that means. I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to go take the 10, 15 minutes tonight. I'm going to go do that. So once it's done, I'm going to come over here, mark it off. Ta-da! And this is why it's fun, because I'm finding all the places. See, okay, if that's where one of my formulas were. And if you accidentally click on something, you get this lovely message. And yes, I want to go ahead and edit. You would probably say no, so you don't, lose that formula. But all right, I've clicked it off. I'm done. Go back to our game board. It automatically changes. Now I need to go separate my business papers from the personal. Wow, I did not spell that correctly. Person. Oh, ta-da! Back over here. There we go. And you'll notice my game piece has already moved. It's 6 spots ahead. When you continue going and you mark off that you've done the next thing, my game piece has already moved. I know my next step. Let's say tomorrow's a great day and I get that much done. What happens is section 1 is complete, way to go. Section 2, current step. Now I know, kitchen table. I need to go separate those papers from business and personal. There's my game piece. And that's just going to continue all the way through. One last thing to show you. Let's say it's the end of next week. And guess what, guys? It still works if I'm not doing it in order. I'm still moving around. So we don't need to be too, I mean, it's not going to work if you go to the next section. So even if you don't have things in different sections, it's all just one big task. Just put things through, you could fill up the entire 25 and then break this down to whatever you need. It's all great. But regardless, what I wanted to show you is, let's say, by the end of this week, I've got both sections done. Okay, there's my game piece. I'm getting closer and closer. And it already shows me that section 2 is all done. And right here, I'm in section 3. And so, guys, this is all set up for you. Like I said, just a whole lot of fun. If you want to stay connected with my business, Victoria's Creations, and see what else is coming, click here and you'll be able to join my email list. And that way, anytime more things come out that may be lots and lots of fun, you'll be one of the first to know. Happy gaming, guys.